you just saw that cute little pony do was the first step in teaching a horse or a pony to target. Targeting is when a horse will, on cue, touch an object with its nose or foot, or place its nose or foot on an object. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why would I want to waste my time teaching something so simplistic to a horse when I have so many bigger things I want to teach a horse? Well, three things come to mind. One is that if you're wanting to teach your horse tricks, like my horse does, you're going to realize that most of those tricks start by targeting. So if you teach targeting to your horse, then you have the first step done for every trick that you're going to want to teach him, just about. There's a few exceptions, but most of them require that the horse either touch its nose or foot to an object or place its nose or foot on an object. Say you want to do pedestal work with your horse, then the first thing that you're going to have to teach that horse is to place its foot on the pedestal. If you're going to teach it to stand up a barrel like my horse does, the first thing you're going to have to teach him is to target his nose to the barrel. Roll a ball, target the nose to the ball. Check out the different tricks that you want to teach your horse, and you'll realize that targeting is the first step. So if that's your interest and you teach targeting, you have the first step done for every trick that you're going to want to teach, with a few exceptions. Now, another reason for teaching targeting is a non-training issue. Say if you have a horse that tends to be kind of anxious about things, you can use targeting to help that horse. Say, for example, the vet is going to give the horse a shot, and the horse is kind of, no, it's not bolting off or anything, but it's not liking it too much. You can try and calm the horse down and walk him around and so forth and do whatever to try and calm him down. But if he still has that little, and you're afraid he's going to fling his head or something on the vet, what you can do is time it with the vet so that when the vet's going to give the shot, you cue the horse to target. The horse reaches to target the item and his mind goes to targeting and away from the shot. This only works with mild anxiety. It won't work if you have a horse that's out of its mind over something. But say you know you have to pass something that you think that horse is going to be kind of a little bit unsure about, and you want to help him out a little bit, you can request him to target if he knows how to target. And again, his mind will go to the targeting and away from the thing that he's just a little bit leery of. So targeting can help your horse in ways other than training. Now, from a training perspective that's non-trick training, targeting can be very helpful because it can help you to teach a horse at liberty versus having all the tack on. I don't like all the shaking of the lead rope and all that stuff to get a horse to back up and pulling to get the horse to come forward. I don't like all that stuff. In fact, I teach everything to my horse at liberty before I put any tack on, because it really assures to me that I'm not overpressuring that horse. Once you put the tack on, you can be tempted to overpressure the horse, where if there's no tack on, you know when you're overpressuring the horse. My horse is a PMU foal from Manitoba, Canada. He came down here at 4 months old, and I didn't really want to rush him into having to wear a halter and a lead rope and all like that, so I did teach him at liberty to lead. And I'm going to show you how you use targeting to do that. Teaching a horse to park on a mat is a good example of a non-trick related training that uses targeting as its first step. Parking a horse on a mat means that you teach the horse that you have a mat down on the ground and you tell the horse to park. It will go to that mat and it will stand on the mat either with its 2 front feet or all 4 feet, depending on how you train it. And the first step in teaching that is that the horse needs to target the mat with his foot. He needs to put his foot on the mat. Ready? Park. One more. That's it. Can you walk over that thing? Good boy. Walk on. Walk up. Park. Good job. Very nice. There are several different uses for this park on the mat. The one that I used it for with my horse was when I was doing a retrain with my horse. I had started training my horse and I got him pretty good, but then he got Lyme disease and he needed some time off, and then we started a retrain. when I started the retrain, I decided, well, I'm going to use the park on the mat. My horse tends to be, if anything, a bolter. If he gets excited about something, the first thing that comes to his mind is, whoo, let's get out of here. And with that kind of horse, it's kind of iffy when you get on for the first time if you just cue them to go out into the great unknown, because in their mind they can be thinking, oh, how far do I have to go doing this? You know, how far, how long is it going to last? Where if you have that mat out there 12 steps in front of him and he's been taught very well to park on the mat, and you're at the mountain block and you get on and you tell him park, he can see, oh, I only have to take 12 steps and then I'm going to stop and she's going to get off. And once you can do that very well, you can move the mat farther and farther and farther, and then eventually just get rid of the mat. So it's a nice progressive thing that shows the horse, oh, I only have to go that far. So targeting can be important depending on what you want to teach your horse. Now watch, I'm going to use a different pony and show you briefly how you teach a horse to target.
I don't know, but if he does good, I give him treatment and I say kiss. Touch. Touch.
Teaching a horse to target can be fairly easy. Generally, if you hold something in front of the horse's nose fairly close, they're going to eventually reach out to sniff it or touch it, and then you can click and treat them. And once they do this a few times, they get the idea, okay, I touch it, I get a treat. And then you can move and be a little farther away and make them actually have to move their head to target it. Then you can make them take a couple steps to target. You can actually get them to turn to target. You can get them to come to you to target.
Touch. I don't know, but if he does good, I give him treatment and I say kiss. Touch. 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 He learns pretty quick.
Yeah. Once they learn the learning process, they learn very fast. Curiosity factor. Sensual touch. Says, I want cookies. Says, give me cookies. Everybody else gets cookies. Come on. Come on. On this side.
You're so short.
That's a good example of not letting it mug you. You know how waiting for it to turn away?
Yeah.
I worked with this cute little pony for about 20 minutes. When I come back to work with it again, it'll be happy to see me. I entered into the situation on a good note with it, and I left on a good note with it. And I was forgiving of certain things at certain times. You notice I didn't harp right on her for being a little bit pushy. I waited till further in the lesson to really approach that. You don't want to try and pile too many things all on at once. You want to kind of pick your battles, so to speak, and try and figure out what is best for you to concentrate on in the moment and what you can build on. Once you get a horse to target your hand, you can change and have it target other items. You can have it even target and follow items. Like you'll see in this next clip, I have my horse following a whip. That was basic targeting, and I expanded it to following. You can target many different items. You can put a tennis ball on a stick and have them target that. You can teach a horse to shake its head yes and shake its head no using targeting. My horse knows how to turn on the light, and that was done with basic targeting and then expanded. Now, having the horse learn how to target and then learning how to follow your hand, soon becomes he'll follow you. And mimic your movements. The way you use targeting and training is only limited by your imagination. Watch my horse as he comes to the clicker when I click it 3 times. This started as targeting. I taught him to come to me targeting, as you saw me do with the bigger pony, where I had him back up and then come to the object and target the object. I had him back up in that video because I wanted to keep him in the frame of the camera, but what I would work on with him is more like what you're going to see with my horse in this video, where I had him wait and then come to me. And I would have him target to do that. And after he got it down really good, the targeting aspect of it, then I would enter the clicker with the 3 clicks. Boy. Now, I want to make a comment in here about some people who have a hard time getting a horse to come to them when they're out in a paddock, say. Now, when you're calling for a horse and it won't come to you, your voice and your appearance and everything is going to change as you get frustrated or angry or disappointed and so forth. But if you use a clicker to call that horse, if you teach it to come on a clicker and you use it in that situation, you do the 3 clicks, the horse isn't going to hear those different things in your voice. It's not going to hear the frustration, the anger, the disappointment, whatever, and react to that. The clicker will always sound the same. So if you're having a hard time getting a horse coming in from the paddock, I would suggest that you do the targeting, teach it to come to you to target, and expand the distance and so forth, and then put it on cue with the clicker clicking 3 times. That way, when you click, no matter how many times you click, it's not going to show disappointment, it's not going to show fear, it's not going to show frustration, it's not going to show any of that. And you don't want the horse to see that. Learn how to target. Touch. Touch. Notice how quiet and calm he was in that last clip with the high wind. That's because we come outside and we do exercises almost every day, regardless of the weather, even if it's only for 15 minutes. It's better to come out and do 15 minutes every day or almost every day than to do just 1 hour once a week. Right, Bubby? Come on, Bubby, let's go. Nope. To accomplish different things. How many times you get it? Yay! I'd like to take a minute to thank Lori B. for letting me use her 2 ponies to show you about targeting and to allow me to put them on.